4 races remain in Season 8 of the Digital Roostertails Saturday Night Hydroplane League Division 1, and the question continues to be, who can stop Cy Bowen right now? It's not a lot of people, but we're going to find out here tonight in Evansville, Indiana for Thunder on the Ohio 5. Good evening, everyone. My name is Daryl Kinsey Jr., voice of the Saturday Night Hydroplane League. We're getting ready for Heat 1A. We've got 16 boats in the pit area getting ready to run in our nightcap for the 2025 portion of the season. And as I said, we are now at the halfway point. Just 3 races will remain after tonight. And currently, Cy Bowen is the prohibitive favorite to win his second straight Division I championship. Currently leads Max Corvo in the Great White Shark, 5,394 points to 3,411. That is a 1,900 point difference heading into tonight, and it's built on the back of strong qualifying. As we take a look at tonight, Cy Bowen has swept the top qualifier this season, despite only winning one final heat. Tonight's speed, 161.347 miles per hour. Second fastest qualifying lap of the year. Nope, I was right. Second fastest qualifying lap of the year for Cy. And getting those 200 points, getting that inside lane for the early heats really helped build up what is quickly becoming a dangerous point lead, as he is now one race ahead of the rest of the field. And that's a great buffer if there's any DNFs, any disqualifications. He's got a wide points buffer if there's any issues for the rest of the year, as we now get into the point of the season where you start counting back on the points, then counting ahead to make sure you're maintaining your lead. Meanwhile, in the race to stay in Division 1, Mekhi Burgess is 329 points away. Actually, no, sorry, he's 156 points. No, I need to just trust myself and read it right the first time. He's 329 points from safety. Unfortunately, Mekhi will not be taking part in tonight's race. Scott Przybilski is in the pit area tonight. So that safety net is going to grow for Scott tonight. So you'll be going to C heats. We'll have 3 qualifying heats, followed by our Connie and the final. We'll have our our Heat 1A draws in just a moment. Actually, have them right now as we are ready to go racing here in Evansville. It's Heat 1A of Thunder on the Ohio 5. Let's turn them loose in the pit area, as here comes 6 unlimited hydroplanes out onto the water. So here is your lane assignments. Harley Gray on the screen. He will be in lane 2. Qualified third at 159.104 miles per hour. Scott Garner in the A&W Root Beer will be in lane 5. Qualified in position number 10, 157.875 miles per hour. To his inside will be Mikey Callaway in the U64 Hydro Thunder, qualified in the 8th spot at 158.110 miles per hour. Scott Witherall in the U77 will be in lane number 1 for this heat. He qualified second at 160.242 miles per hour. The Wave Dancer, currently on your screen as well, Derek Demers, will be in lane number 3, qualified 6th at 158.774 miles per hour. And on the outside will be Francis Ranella in the Miss Danash 2, qualified 16th at 159.965 miles per hour. So that is your lineup, and with this short milling period of only 3 minutes, getting down to it as drivers are heading to the back straightaway to get lined up. Francis Ranella needs to get onto the water, needs to be out there by 1 minute, should be heading out now. And yes, he will. That boat is moving, and he's just going to get out there on time. He's out of the pit lane, so we are good to go there. Now the boat's starting to line up on the backstretch. We'll go 3 times around in Heat 1A. There is Harley Gray there on the inside. Derek Demers taking his lane. He'll be in 3. That green and white boat to the left of your screen. There's Scott Withall on the inside. He'll have lane 1. That is not usually the advantageous lane here due to how turn number 1 is designed. We're going to see that in just about 18 seconds as the field makes their way around turn number 2. It's going to be Harley Gray who leads them off turn 2. We got 8 seconds to go. Make that 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark! And that start is going to be under review. Harley Gray may have jumped. That means your leader is going to be to the inside. Scott Witherall in lane number 1. As we start lap number 1 of 3. Casual GTX leads the way. Wave Dancer there to the outside would be in second. Harley Gray on the water is leading. And Harley Gray did jump, so he is out of it. Scott Witherall was your leader. He's going to get into the wake, and he causes Derek Demers to go over. Scott Witherall ended up in the wake of Harley Gray in the Dream Warrior. Witherall ended up in the wake as we start lap number 2. And that put him right in front of Derek Demers, and that sent Demers over and out. We'll see what the officials have to say about that. We'll call it as it is on the water right now. That is Scott Witherall leading the way. Second is Mikey Callaway in the Hydro Thunder. Scott Garner has moved up to third. Francis Anella in the Miss Danash is fourth. And Harley Gray is fifth by virtue of that penalty for jumping the gun. Already into turn number 2. Scott Witherall hoping that that penalty does not go against him. 400 points would be great. A 0 for DSQ would not. As we start the final lap of the very first heat of the night, Witherall leads in the GTX on the water. Mikey Callaway comes across in the Hydro Thunder. Mikey, another one of those boats that needs to pick up points this season. He is down in the point standings. He's 18th. 300 points would go great to keep him in the safety net of staying in the Division 1. And that could go up even higher if he gets the 400 points for winning this heat. It'll depend on the officials and what they have to say about that flip. On lap number 2, and Scott Witherall hits Derek Demers. Witherall hits Demers, and now Callaway's going to win the heat. Mikey Callaway is going to inherit the win and take Heat 1A in the Hydro Thunder. Oh, my. Scott Witherall is going to come across in second. Francis Ranella will end up on the podium in third. And fourth is going to go to Harley Gray. My, oh my, what a ending to Heat 1A. And we're going to hear from Mikey Callaway in a bit to talk about that, but Scott Witherall just lost sight of where Derek Demers was. It just had nowhere to go into turn number 2. So we'll be right back after this as the officials try to put together what just happened in Heat 1A. So it's a pretty quick call for the officials. Harley Gray is going to end up with the penalty, the DS, which is, I believe, is going to be a DSQ for that incident. They end up with Derek Demers going over. But Mikey Callaway is now here with us, the winner of Heat 1A in the Hydro Thunder. And Mikey, you went into the corner, and it looks like you were going to have a good points night for your first heat. Then you exited with a great points night.
Yeah, Daryl, that was a wild heat. I came into that lane 4, didn't have super high expectations for that, but some chaos unfolded in front of me, and I just kept it clean as much as I could have.
You went into there on that final. Let's talk about what happened there on that final lap. You go in there second, and you see Scott Witherall just misjudged where Derek Demers was. Ends up running straight into the side of him and pretty much hands you the lead. What is your thought process going into that corner and seeing that accident?
I mean, the heat had already been fairly unbelievable up to that moment, and that was frankly shocking. I lifted fully off the gas because I didn't know where that ricochet was going to go. But luckily, it didn't hit me, and somehow it cruised to victory.
Well, hey, congratulations on the 400 points. Great for your total and staying into Division 1. Congratulations. Good luck the rest of the night.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back. Heat 1B coming up next. Well, that's one way to start the night. Already had a little bit of chaos. Let's see if we'll have some more. As we got 3 minutes on the clock, Heat 1B heading out onto the water. 5 boats in this heat. These are your lane assignments. In lane number 1 on your screen is Cy Bowen, the U1 Corsair 2, the first driver to go back-to-back Division 1 and Division 2 championships, looking for a second straight D1 championship, and another top qualifying effort, 161.347 miles per hour for Cy. He'll be in lane number 1 for Heat 1B. Tyler Sams, the Bush Apple, comes into Heat Racing 3rd in the points. He'll be in lane number 3, qualified uncharacteristic 9th at 157.975 miles per hour. In lane 2 will be the Miss Vandelay. Some Festivus colors on the side of that boat for all those that used to watch Seinfeld. Washburn qualified 4th at a 159.036 miles per hour. In lane number 4 will be Jeff DeWalt in the Mopar, 157.332, the qualifying speed for Jeff. And rounding out the field be Craig Melody in the Jack Daniels U95, qualified 12th at 156.866 miles per hour. Craig will be represented by Eldon Sams tonight. The U95 Jack Daniels will be driven by Eldon. Craig, unfortunately, not able to make it tonight. So Eldon Sams from Division 2 has graciously stepped up to get a taste of D1 racing tonight in the U95. Eldon has always had speed in Division 2. He is one of the guys that everybody wants to see get that promotion. He's been so close in multiple years, but it's looking like this might be the year, as Eldon's had some competitive runs down in Division 2. We are 40 seconds to the start of Heat 1B. Now you see the boats all lined up. See Eldon Sams there on the outside, the Festivus U9 on the inside there of Mickey Washburn. They'll get on the pedal with 20 seconds to go. Eldon Sams going to lead them around turn number 2 as we turn them loose for Heat 1B. Cy Bowen on the inside's got a great run. Oh, contact between Tyler Sams and Jeff DeWalt. That's more than likely going to be a penalty on Sams for 6 seconds until the start. Make that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. And the start is going to be under review. I think that's an open and shut case for the second straight time. The boat that gets to the line first jumps the start. It's going to be Eldon Sams. Is going to be going back down the order, but it's Cy Bowen with a giant lead through turn number 1 as we check the jump start. And no! Eldon was actually... It was a good start. So that is a clean start. Eldon Sams has the lead. This is the battle for the lead heading into turn number 2. Cy Bowen on the inside. Eldon Sams on the outside. Cy Bowen, too much piston power on the inside. He's going to take the lead from the U95 to head down towards turn number 2 to put lap number 2 on the board. It's the Corsair 2 leading the way. Jack Daniels in second as we start second of 3. Tyler Sams in the Bush Apple is 3rd. Jeff DeWalt is 4th. Was not a good start for Mickey Washburn. He's going to be in the 5th spot in the U9 Miss Vandelay Festivus. He's jumped into lane number 1, but that's a lot of choppy water down there. So that boat have a full bounce out of the water, and I think at this point, Mickey Washburn's pulled the foot. He's going to try to come home and salvage some 5th place points. But back up front, Cy Bowen making that inside lane work. Looking for 400 points to build on his points advantage, especially with trouble coming towards one of his chief championship rivals. We'll see what the officials have to say about that contact at the start. But as we start the final lap, Cy Bowen doing what he's done all season long, dominate from the front. Into turn 1 he goes. Eldon Sams behind him, trying to chase him down. I think at this point, Eldon's going to sell in for those 300 points, pick up 2nd place points on the night, and have a great start in his first unofficial outing in Division 1. But in the turn number 2 for the final time, we're running out of words to just explain how, just how good Cy Bowen is. The U1 Corsair 2 come across the start-finish line and wins Heat 1B. Eldon Sams will be 2nd in the Jack Daniels. Tyler Sams in the Bush Apple will come across to finish 3rd. Jeff DeWalt will be in 4th and holds off 5th. Mickey Washburn, who had a hard charge there at the end. So there are your final results on the screen as it ran on the water. Just going to see if the officials have any calls, and we'll be right back with Heat 1C in just a moment. Inside Bowen joins us, the winner of Heat 1B. Cy, it's been a predictable formula for success this year for you. Get the top qualifier, win the first heat out. You pull that off again here in Evansville.
Yeah, it was pretty self-explanatory. Just hit the mark and kind of go. Lane one, if you can control the corners, then you should be able to kind of sail out front. So luckily we were able to take the lead coming off a turn two, or down the back stretch. So it made it pretty easy to kind of sail on in and kind of just take it easy the first heat. Because I know that coming from the outside is going to be a challenge for sure, especially here.
So now we come into the second heats coming up. More than likely going to be an outside starting spot. But with how Evansville is shaped with the odd construction of turn number one, that might be a benefit heading into the second flight because you can have a smoother arc down there compared to the folks that are going to be to the inside.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was saying, if you can control on the inside, you're good. If somebody on the outside gets control, then it's going to be tough to hold your lane and get speed off of there. So hopefully we can do kind of what Eldon did, take the lead off the start and hold people tight.
All right. Well, congratulations and good luck the rest of the night.
Thank you.
So we'll have Heat 1C coming up next. Heat 1C, last heat of the first flight. 5 boats out on the water. This is your lineup. In lane number 3 will be Scott Przybilski in the Jiff Presents Mr. Pringles. Lane number 5 will be filled by Callum Washburn in the Washburn 3D Race Boats. Uncharacteristic qualifying time for Washburn. 1:59.255, only 15th for Callan. Max Corvo in the Great White Shark, currently in second in the National High Points, qualified 7th, 158.377. He'll be in lane number 2. Nick Kish in the Easton Eagle, 156.433 miles per hour. He'll be in lane number 4. In the Dutch Bros, Neil Dismang got some festive colors on that boat. He qualified 5th, 158.862. He'll be in lane number 1. And Scott Przybilski, his qualifying time for 13th, 156.651. It's already down to a minute 15. Boats lining up for this last race of the first flight, and we're just hoping to get through without any issues. One thing to wrap up for Heat 1B, and that will be Tyler Sams. Did get a 1-minute penalty for not holding his lane to the start. Made contact with the U31. He's been dropped down to 5th. As we head into Heat 1C, what we're looking for is some calm, as so far had some pretty chaotic starts. At the contact between Sams and DeWalt in Heat 1B, and then we saw what happened in Heat 1A with Scott Witherall. So we're looking for a calm, trouble-free Heat 1C. See if we get that as we get ready to turn them loose. Through turn number 2 we go. Under 10 seconds. It's going to be Scott Przybilski that leads off turn number 2 as we're at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. It's a clean start, and Scott Przybilski leads down to turn number 1. He's got 2 boats to his inside with Max Corvo and Neil Dismang. Into turn 1 we go. Dismang's got plenty of room there on the inside. He's going to pick up 1 spot from Max Corvo. He'll try to pick up 2 from Scott Przybilski, and he's going to do it briefly. Dismang gets in the lead, but Scott Przybilski, too much power built up on the outside. It's the Jiff Presents Mr. Pringles that leads. Down the backstretch for the first of 3. Przybilski on the outside. On the inside is Neil Dismang. They head into turn number 2. Przybilski's got the speed built up. Max Corvo's going to get washed down. He got into the wake of Scott Przybilski. That's going to cost that boat a lot of time. But up front, it's Neil Dismang that's going to take the lead as we start lap number 2. The Dutch Bros Holiday Edition leads in Evansville. Dismang leads. Second is Scott Przybilski in the Mr. Pringles. As they head down the back straightaway, Dismang with the lead. Scott Przybilski wants to take it back, looking for 400 points to close out the first heat of the night. As Dismang into the turn number 2, he's going to extend that lead by a boat length or 2. Meanwhile, behind him, Nick Kish in 3rd. 4th is going to be Callum Washburn, and unfortunately 5th going to be Max Corvo there in the Great White Shark as we start the final lap. Got washed down into turn number 2, and that's going to cost him some big points in the championship fight. But back up front, Neil Dismang crosses the start-finish line. Has got about a boat-length advantage. Or not a boat-length advantage, but about a rooster-tail advantage over Scott Przybilski as the field's kind of stretched out here. Down the back straightaway for the final time, Neil Dismang looking to pick up 400 points in his national points battle. He's only 197 points behind Scott Gardner for 7th spot. He's going to pick up 400 points and jump a couple of points in the positions in the national high point standings, as long as he can navigate turn number 2, which he does with ease, and heading toward the start-finish line to wrap up Heat 1C. Neil Dismang and the Dutch Bros. Happy holidays. Neil Dismang takes the win. Scott Przybilski comes across in 2nd. Nick Kish will pick up 3rd, 225 points. Callum Washburn will take 4th. And Max Corvo just got out of his lane Took a whole lot of water into that piston power to U52. And he will come home in 5th. So there are your results. We'll hear from Dismang in a moment, as the first flight is over here in Evansville. We'll be right back in just a moment. And Neil Dismang joins us, winner of Heat 1C. Neil, as a great points pickup in your battle to stay in the All-Star race standings. And it wasn't easy off the start, but you made it work from lane number 1.
Absolutely. That was a fun one. This track usually treats me pretty well, but it is definitely one where you got to be inside. Otherwise, it's so tough to be, even if you're faster. If you're outside somebody, it's so tough to get around them. So yeah, lane 1 was very helpful right now. That's for sure.
Yep, so we go into Evansville, and we always talk about that oddly shaped turn 1. It's almost like a double dogleg type corner. Being in lane 1, how do you change your approach going down there on the start?
I actually like Miami and being able to just keep that corner so tight. And this is kind of the same. I always make sure I'm able to take it really tight. Same as Detroit, Roostertail turn. I always make sure that I am good at. I practice that part a lot, so that if I have to just be exactly a boat width from the buoys, just right at them, that I can. So that's what I try to do. And so I kind of was fairly conservative on the first lap, but then I started widening it out a little bit since I had a little room on everybody.
Well, Neil, congratulations on your win, and you'll be out in lane number 4 in Heat 2B, so might be a little bit more difficult, but you've got the easier arc through the corner, so you hit the start, could be a little bit of an advantage there, but congratulations on the Heat win, and good luck the rest of the night.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, the other challenge is to stay out of any messes that might happen, so with the inside boats.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of messes already, so you're right about that one.
Yep.
All right, Neil,
Have a great night.
congratulations. You too.
Yeah, thank you.
So Heat 2A coming up next. Middle heats here in the Thunder of the Ohio 5. We'll be up in just a moment. Heat 2A, we'll get your lane assignments here. Scott Brispilski will be in lane number 1 by virtue of his qualifying effort. He will now go into lane number 1 after finishing qualifying 13th. He was second in Heat 1C. Tyler Sams will be in lane number 3, finished 5th in Heat 1B. In lane number 5 will be Mickey Washburn by virtue of his 4th place qualifying effort. Lane number 6 will be Harley Gray. He got the double whammy. He'll be in lane number 6, and he's only sitting on his 160 qualifying points for the disqualification in Heat 1A. So he's got to make something happen there on the outside here in this upcoming race. Lane number 2 will be Scott Garner after finishing 2nd in Heat 1A. And rounding out the field will be Derek Demers. Got 4th place qualifying points after his crash in Heat 1A. He will be in lane number 4 by virtue of his 6th qualifying position. So those are your lane assignments. Heat 2A will be getting started in just a moment. go eliminated hydroplanes heading out onto the water to start Heat 2A, 3-minute mill. So not a lot of time needed with assigned lanes. Last time out at Detroit, we went back to fighting for lanes. Now we're in the assigned lanes format, which will be in until San Diego in the World Championships. Allows us to keep the night going, and especially with everyone knowing what lane they need to be in, as here is Scott Gardner in the A&W Root Beer making his way around turn number 1. And we have somebody going around there before the mill. We'll take a look at that turn. Because it is not a smooth turn like you see here in turn number 2. And then coming down the front straightaway, we'll see if Tyler Sams goes all the way into the turn. Nope, he's going to go back to pit road, so he's got an issue with that boat. But right along here with Derek Demers going into turn number 1. And as you see, you'll make the turn. Usually you'll just keep an arc, but you'll make the turn. And depending on if there's a boat to the outside, you have to straighten up here before making the second turn. So it's almost having to make 2 turns to make 1. And if you're on the outside arc, you can drift it into the corner traditionally and keep the speed up. But on that inside line, you got to make that double hitch motion, do the turn that kind of compromise speed there on the exit. But if you can hold that boat to the outside, you can just stay on their hip, you'll have the advantage when you come down here to turn number 2, which you could probably get a cruise ship through and still be okay. Those are 25 seconds until the start of Heat 2A. Let's turn them loose in the second flight. It's going to be Scott Przybylski that's going to make his way through turn number 2. He'll get there first. As we are 6 seconds from the start, make that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That's going to be a clean start. We've got 3 boats under a blanket heading down to turn number 1. Tyler Sams almost made a little bit of contact with Derek Demers as we'll head into turn number 1. Przybylski leads. He'll set the arc, but Tyler Sams out there in lane number 3. He's going to have more of an advantage by keeping the speed up, and he'll draw even with Przybylski, who made that buoy on the inside spin, did not dislodge it. As down the front straightaway, it'll be the Bush Apple versus the Mr. Pringles heading into turn 2 for the first of 3. Sam's going to arc to the outside. Scott Garner gets into the wake. He has some trouble. Almost loses that boat. He'll lose third to Derek Demers. But through turn number 2, the Mr. Pringles will take the lead as Tyler Sams is going to tighten up, get right on the hip of that U8 as we start lap number 2 with the Mr. Pringles leading the way from the Bush Apple. The Wave Dancer is in third as they head into turn number 1. Now, Przybylski able to set the arc, will be able to make that more of a traditional turn, pushes Tyler Sams out of lane. That's going to gain him about a boat length down the back straightaway and maintain that lead for the U8. Scott Przybylski, the game maker, the reason we're all here, has not been the greatest start as somehow Scott Garner's ended up upside down. I believe that's Scott Garner. We'll check on that in a moment, but we'll maintain up front Scott Przybylski starting lap number 3. He leads the way still over Tyler Sams. No, that's Harley Gray that's gone over. So unfortunately for Harley Gray, he's going to end up with no points for the second straight time. And that's pretty much going to end his night of trying to get to the Connie or the final. But up front, Scott Przybylski running away with this heat. Hopefully they know that the spotters are letting them know there's an overturned boat down here. On the inside, Przybylski does miss it. He'll get through turn number 2, and it will be Scott Przybylski. Jiff presents Mr. Pringles. Hits the exit pin of turn number 2. Going to pick up 400 points and the win in Heat 2A. Tyler Sams, Bush Apple, comes across for second. Mickey Washburn, for some reason, came across in 4th. Scott Garner in 5th. It was Derek Demers who came across in 3rd. Unfortunately, the game does not want to switch over to the Demers boat, so apologize there. But there are your results on the screen. We're going to go back and try to find out what happened to Harley Gray. So here is Gray, and I think, yep, that boat just took off all by itself. And there's nothing he could do. Got a bad bounce and setting that boat over and out. So Harley Gray, unfortunately, a DSQ, a DNF, and he is a DNS from completing the dreaded 000 qualifying heat. So we sit tight. Scott Przybilski joins us, the winner of Heat 1A, or sorry, Heat 2A. And Scott, you went through that first turn, had to compromise the entry a little bit. On that second one, though, you're able to take a more traditional arc, push Tyler Sams out of lane, and that seemed to be the difference, take you home to the win.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I had to hold it tight at the beginning. I didn't have quite as big of a lead as I wanted at the start, but yeah, I was able to hold him off. I think that was my first win this season, so it's pretty exciting.
Yep, first win. It hasn't been the greatest of seasons, but you pick up the Heat win here in Evansville. And this is always a fun course to come to because it's a lot different with the corners in turn 1 and turn 2. Completely different construction, completely different philosophies to make speed through them.
Yeah, especially that first turn is very strange, and it's kind of fun to deal with. But I like the weird turn.
We need more weird turns in boat racing. I think we can all agree on that. But Scott, congratulations. Good luck the rest of the night.
Thanks. Hopefully I can make the final. So, all right. Talk to you later.
Have a good one. Heat 2B coming up next. Heat 2B, ready to roll. Got 6 more boats out there. Sorry, 5 boats this time. Starting in lane number 2 will be Jeff DeWalt. He qualified in the 11th spot, finished third in Heat 1B. He'll be on 275 points. Next up will be in this heat. In lane number 1 will be Callum Washburn, currently sitting on 199 points after qualifying 15th, finishing 4th in Heat 1C. Starting in lane number 3 will be Max Corvo, the Great White Shark, qualified 7th, and then got washed down there in Heat 1C. He's on 217 points. Miss Castro GTX, Scott Witherall, DNF'd in Heat 1A. He's on his 180 qualifying points. He will start from lane number 5. And in lane number 4, the Dutch Bros Neil Dismang won Heat 1C. Let's go 2 for 2. He'll have to do it from lane number 4. He is on 520 points. So a number of different philosophies heading into this heat. There's only one boat that I would say is really safe on points to get to the final. That would be Neil Dismang. Everyone else, they're trying to get actually the Hydro. Well, he won't be up until Heat 2C. So the only boat in this heat will be Neil Dismang in the Dutch Bros. Everybody else, they've got to make something happen here to be in the running for the third flights to decide where they're going to go in the winner-take-all heats, the Connie or the final. So it's going to make it interesting to make this start very important. If you can hit this start with some good speed on the outside, you're going to be able to jump those boats on the inside, especially since you'll be able to keep that speed up through turn number 1 while everybody else will be more compromised on their arc. So you've got to take advantage of that on this first lap. You got to get a big advantage because we know it's going to swing back towards the inside lanes down here in turn number 2. So we are now 20 seconds until the start. Kellen Washburn there, Neil Dismang there in lane. Actually, that is Neil Dismang out there on the outside. That was Jeff Walton on the inside. He was slow on this start. As there are 8 seconds to go, up 3 boats under a blanket. As we're at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That is a good start, and we are underway in Heat 2B, and it's 3 boats under a blanket. It was the Great White Shark that got there first. But leading into the turn is going to be Callum Washburn. He's going to have no one around him. Through the heat, he is going to consolidate the lead heading down the back straightaway for the first of 3. To the outside is Max Corvo. It's going to be a battle for second. Callum Washburn's over. Just as I was saying, it's a battle for second. It's turned into a battle for the lead as Neil Dismang is on the outside. He's got the position for now, but the Great White Shark, Max Corvo's got the inside line. He's going to take the lead briefly, but there's more speed on the outside of that U92 as they come to the start-finish line. To start lap number 2, it's going to be Corvo that holds on to the spot by about a boat length, make it half a boat length as they head into turn number 2. Now Corvo's going to have to stay on that compromised line, but Dismang also follows him through, had to do the double turn. He's going to lose a boat length down the back straightaway, and it's going to be Corvo with half a Roostertail advantage over the Dutch Bros down into turn number 2. The Great White Shark continues to lead as Corvo desperately needs his 400 points after the struggle in his first heat, getting washed down and falling all the way down to 5th. But no such problems here heading through turn number 2. The Great White Shark with Max Corvo, one of our Canadian competitors, leading the way as we start lap number 3. Neil Dismang is second in the Dutch Bros. Happy Holidays. We have to drop back to 3rd for Scott Witherall in the U77 Miss Castrol GTX. Jeff DeWalt had a slow start. He's back in 4th. And as we saw Callum Washburn, he flipped over and out. He is in the 5th spot. But Corvo down the back straightaway still has Neil Dismang filling up that right side mirror. They're going to split the upside down boat. The U44, actually the 44 has drifted to the outside, so no problem for either of those boats. It's going to take a great turn for Neil Dismang to have anything to say to the U52, and he's not going to get it as we exit turn number 2 and head down to start finish line buoy. Max Corvo, the Great White Shark, going to rebound here in Heat 2B. Going to take the win. Pick up 400 points. Neil Dismang's going to come across in second. Scott Witherall pick up 225 for 3rd. Jeff DeWalt will be the last of our point scorers. He'll come across to pick up 169 points in 4th. There are your results on the screen, and we will get ready for Heat 2C. They'll be coming up in just a few moments. Max,
Darrell.
hey, Max Corvo now joins us, the winner of Heat 2B. Max, that was a great rebound after getting washed down there in the first heat.
Yeah, absolutely. Really happy with the result of that race. I did not expected that from the lane 3.
So you pick up that win, you pick up some more points on Cy Bowen for now. What's going to take to chase down that U1 the rest of the year?
I'm gonna have to be consistent and finish the races. Sai is a hell of a driver, so it's gonna be pretty hard to catch on him. But if I can make the top 10, I will be really happy with this season.
Yeah, well, I think you're cleanly in the top 10 right now. It's been a great season for you, Max. Congratulations and good luck the rest of the night. Hopefully we'll be talking to you at the end.
Thank you very much, Darrell.
So we quickly now into Heat 2C, last qualifying heat of the night. 5 more of this flight. 5 more unlimited hydroplanes out on the water. Here is where everyone will be starting. And Cy Bowen, suffering from success would be the name of his second flights this year. He qualified first, qualified first, 1 Heat 1B. He's on 600 points. And he's going to start from lane number 5 because he qualified on the pole. But a great night already brewing for that U1 Corsair 2. We know how great Cy Bowen is, really from any lane he wants to be. So this could be an interesting start here. He'll be in lane number 5. To his inside will be Mikey Callaway in lane number 4. Qualified in the 8th spot. Won our first heat of the night. He's on 480 points. The Eastern Eagle of Nick Kish will be in lane number 2. Qualified 14th. Finished 3rd in Heat 1C. He's at 255 points. In lane number 3 will be Eldon Sams filling in for Craig Melody in the Jack Daniels. Eldon qualified in the 12th spot, but did rebound to finish second in Heat 1B. He will be in lane number 3. And starting in lane number 1 will be Francis Ranella, the Miss Danash 2. Finished 3rd in Heat 1A after qualifying last. And will be starting Heat 2C from lane number 1. He's on 255 points. And what this format has done is given the drivers that usually qualify lower down the order a chance at those inside lanes, but you've got to make those chances count, because going into the 3rd flight, it's going to be based off of your points. If you've done well, you'll be on the inside. If you haven't done well, you'll be on the outside. So you've got to make these inside lanes, when you get them, you got to make them pay with a good point standings. Francis Ranella is going to have that chance here, but he's going to have a great start, and 2, hope that Cy Bowen doesn't have a good start, because we know how fast that boat is from the outside. As Nick Kish is going to lead him around, he's getting ready to turn him loose for Heat 2C. At the exit pin at about 10 seconds. As we get ready to start the final heat of the second flight at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark! And that's going to be a close one. That start is going to be under review. We'll call it as it is on the screen right now. And Cy Bowen out there in lane number 5, he's going to end up with the lead. Mikey Callaway ended up jumping to the outside of him, but now Nick Kish is going to get the lead there on the inside. But look at Cy Bowen, just too much power there on the outside, too much piston power on the outside lane. He's going to come all the way over to lane number 2, and he's going to take the lead. The start was legal. All the boats are running in their legal positions. It's going to be Cy Bowen on the outside taking the lead as we get ready to start lap number 2 from lane number 5. Takes the lead to start lap number 2. The Corsair 2 leads again here in Evansville, here in Heat 2C. To inside those, Nick Kish was having a great points day. That Eastern Eagle, 2 second places to go, great for Nick. As behind him, Eldon Sams in 3rd. 4th, I believe, is Mikey Callaway. And 5th, it's going to be Francis Ranella, the Mr. Nash 2. Not a good start for the U929. And unfortunately, that inside lane is not going to pay dividends for Francis. But back up front, Cy Bowen there outside lane number 2. Almost has enough room to cut over into lane number 1. I think he's comfortable right where he is. Really, that boat, that U1 Corsair 2 is going to be comfortable wherever it goes as we start Heat 2C. Sorry, not start Heat 2C. We start the final lap Heat 2C with the U1 Corsair 2 leading the way. Second continues to be Nick Kish in the Easton Eagle, looking to pick up 300 big points. Eldon Sams in the U95 Jack Daniels is third. Fourth is Mikey Callaway in the Hydro Thunder, and the Mr. Nash 2 is in fifth. Back up front now, Cy Bowen in the U1's got no one around him. Over a Rooster Tail lead between him and Nick Kish, as Kish is going to have to settle for second. But Cy Bowen makes his way into turn number 2 with no one around him. 400 points waiting for this exit as he hits the exit pin of turn number 2. And it's going to be Cy Bowen that takes the win for the second straight time, this time Heat 2C. Nick Kish going to come across in second. Eldon Sams will be third, picking up 225 points. Mikey Callaway, the Hydro Thunder, will pick up 169 points for fourth. And Francis Anello, the U929, will be fifth, picking up 127 points. There are your results, and we'll speak with Cy Bowen or someone from this heat in just a moment as the second flight is wrapped up. So Nick Kish joins us. He finished second there in Heat 2C. Nick, 2 straight seconds. It's fixing to be a pretty good points day so far for you.
Yeah, just trying to survive my way out there. Got a little scared because you never know where Cy's gonna take you when he gets out in front, but he was being pretty cool. So I was watching my left foot dictate my fate for that heat at that point.
Yep, you got a little taste of that inside line. Lane number 1 seems to be the toughest lane here at Evansville, specifically because of having to pretty much turn twice to go into that corner. But you managed to survive it well, but that U1, unfortunately, you guys have seen a lot of the tail of that boat this season, no matter what lane he's in.
There's a reason he's got that U1, and it's going to be a while till I can get to the point to dethrone him, but we'll see if somebody else can.
Yep. Well, Nick, it's been a pretty good night for you so far. You're just outside of a final spot of being on the front line of the final, so you have a shot here in the third flight. Good luck, and hopefully we'll be seeing you on that front line when we get to the final in, say, about 10-15 minutes from now.
Yeah, I'd love to be there, but my wife would appreciate if I wrecked in the next heat and actually went downstairs and hung out with the family that's over right now. But we'll, sacrifices. So thanks for everything, Daryl.
You're welcome. Congratulations, and good luck the rest of the night.
Thanks.
Third flight coming up next. Heat 3A, ready to go. 6 limited hydroplanes out on front. Let's go through who's going to be in what lane. We'll start with Mickey Washburn. We've got a issue on the sheet here, so we'll read how it says and we'll fix it out as they go. He'll be in lane number 2. Washburn on 478 points with the 2 straight 4th place, except qualifying 4th. Mickey's got a lot right now. He's solidly into the Connie, but he's got a lot of work to do to stay in it. We'll see how he does tonight. In lane 1 will be Callum Washburn, the Washburn 3D race boats, only on 199 points. Got 4th place points in Heat 1C, was leading the start of Heat 2B when he went over. And Callan is going to need a win and a lot of help to stay into the consolation heat. In lane number 4 will be Max Corvo. He's on 617 points. He won Heat 2B, really rebounded nicely from the 5th in Heat 1C. He qualified 7th. Max currently is in 5th, solidly into the final. Just needs a good finish, and he will stay in the final. Mikey Calloway, same way, on 649 points. Won Heat 1A, was 4th in Heat 2C. He'll be in lane number 5. Gets good finish. He will be on his way to the front line of the final. Neil Dismang will be in lane number 6. Just needs to survive this heat, and he will be on the front line of the final. And Derek Demers, the wave dancer, on 494 points as a 3rd and a 4th tonight. Could use some finishes in the top half to get himself, or to keep himself into the Connie. So that is your lineup. A lot to play for here in the outside, so for the winner take all heat. It's going to be Mickey Washburn that leads them around as we turn him loose for Heat 3A. Mickey Washburn has to pull his foot, though. That's going to allow Kellen Washburn to get up front as we are 5 seconds from the start. Make that 3, 2, 1 mark. That is a good start, and it is Kellen Washburn from lane number 1 that leads the way. Mickey Washburn got a terrible start. He's going to be in the back of the field. Derek Demers out there is going to get into lane number 2. He's going to be in position, starting lane number 2. He's in position number 2, and their formation flying through turn number 1 as we start the first of 3. Washburn now down the back straightaway. Does not want a repeat of what happened to him in Heat 2B. He's going to make it this time. He's going to have to hold off Demers, though, for this heat win as they go through turn number 2. Washburn needing these 400 points to have any say in the winner-take-all heat. He'll make his way through turn number 1 as Mickey Washburn had all sorts of trouble there in lap number 1. He is all the way in the back, just going through turn number 2 now. As we start lap number 2, Washburn 3D Race Boats leading the way. Wave Dancer in 2nd. Great White Shark is in 3rd. 4th is the Hydro Thunder. 5th is the Dutch Bros. And 6th is going to be Mickey Washburn. That's going to spell disaster for his race. He will go no further in competition tonight as things sit. But back up front, Callum Washburn, Washburn 3D Race Boats, making his way towards turn number 2. Currently, Callan is 15th. His max is 599 points. He would get that max, and that would put him pretty far up the order. It would actually, for now, put him into the final in the 6th spot. He would be that last boat in the final, but there's a lot of boats that need to go after him, and Callan would need a lot of help to stay up there. As he makes his way through turn number 1, he's doing what he needs to do, which is win, baby, win. As we're on the final lap, down the back straightaway. Pretty boat ride for that U44. Straight and true. A little bit of bouncing, actually, now that I say that. Down the back straightaway. But he's got no one around him. He's got a chance to pick up these 400 points. Just has to make it through turn number 2, and he will. And exiting turn number 2 towards the start-finish line, it's going to be Callan Washburn taking the win in Heat 3A, and for now, putting himself into safety for the winner-take-all heats. Derek Demers will be 2nd. Max Corvo will be in third. Mikey Callaway, another fourth place for him. Fifth will be Neil Dismang. And sixth will be Mickey Washburn. A disappointing run for Mickey was in lane number 2. He's just going to limp that boat home. And that'll be it for the U9. There are your results. And we'll hear from Cal Washburn momentarily. Kellen Washburn joins us now, the winner of Heat 3A. And Callan, you needed a win to ensure your chance at some winner-take-all heat action, and you did it, and that jumps you from 15th all the way to 7th as things sit now.
Wow, that's that's surprising.
Yeah, it hasn't been the greatest of nights, but you got the lead. Sorry, not got the lead. Got the win when you need it the most. Talk about how your night's been so far.
The first heat was whatever. I was late to my start on the outside. The second heat, that last heat, I nailed the start. I'm in lane 1. I just lost my focus and blew over, and I messed up big time. So I had lane 1 again, nailed my start, and was able to keep it on the water this time.
Well, congratulations, and hopefully we'll be seeing you in the winner-take-all heats.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks.
Heat 3B coming up next. Penultimate heat of the night. Sorry, penultimate qualifying heat of the night, Heat 3B, out on the water. Here are your lane assignments. In lane number, listed here as lane number 5. We got some issues here on the lanes, but in this heat we'll have Tyler Sams. He's on 497 points, qualified in the 9th spot, had a 5th and a 5th and a 2nd tonight. He's on 497 points. Tyler currently in the Connie. Still has an outside chance of being on the front line of the final, but needs a good finish here. Also in this race will be Scott Przybilski, and the GIF presents Mr. Pringles. He is on the bump spot for the final at 730 points. Needs a good finish to keep himself in the final. And also joining us will be Jeff DeWalt in the Mopar, currently on 444 points, as a 3rd and a 4th tonight after qualifying in the 11th spot. Scott Garner, A&W Root Beer, has not been the best night for him. Qualifying 10th, started off good with a 2nd in Heat 1A, but then 5th in Heat 2A. It's got him on 487 points. It's got him down the order. He's currently on the bump spot of being in the winner-take-all heats entirely. And Scott Witherall, a DNF in a 3rd, has him on 405 points for the qualifying 2nd. Witherall currently 2 spots outside of the Connie, so it's going to be between him and Scott Garner really to decide who's going to get that spot. As you see, Scott Witherall will be on the inside. I have Jeff DeWalt to his outside in lane number 2, out in what appears to be lane number 5. Of course, will be Scott Przybilski. Lane number 3 has Scott Garner in it, and lane number 4 has Tyler Sams. As we have got a hot pace coming through turn number 2. Let's get ready to turn them loose in the penultimate qualifying heat of the night. Got 7 seconds to go. Make that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark! It's a clean start. It's Scott Przybilski from lane number 5 that's going to get across first. Got Tyler Sams in 2nd to his outside, but Scott Witherall's there in lane number 1. He should be able to maintain. And he will maintain as Przybilski goes sliding down the order. Witherall is going to take the lead. Przybilski is going to drop all the way to the back of this field. And it's going to be Tyler Sams in 2nd as we start lap number 1 of 3. On the inside, that's Jeff DeWalt. He's there in the tunnel. He's right along with them now. Great run so far for DeWalt. As we start lap 1 and 3, it's getting really tight in there. Gets up on the wake of Scott Witherall, but manages to hold on. Witherall is going to maintain the lead as we start lap number 2, with 2nd continuing to be Tyler Sams in the Bush Apple. So both of these boats doing what they need to do. Scott Witherall is made his way up to the 4th spot, might be able to get 3rd from this as Jeff DeWalt gets into the wake, jumps in, almost makes contact. He will make contact with Scott Przybilski, but both boats keep going. So that was a wild ride for Jeff DeWalt. Got closed in there in the tunnel. Had to make an emergency exit, and Scott Przybilski will be in 3rd. As we jump back up front, Scott Witherall makes his way through turn number 2. Looking for the white flag. Scott Witherall trying to get into one of the winner-take-all heats. He will have that position over Scott Garner as things run as we start the final lap. Witherall in the lead. Garner currently in 4th. As they make their way through turn number 1, Tyler Sams, he's in a good spot to make the winner-take-all final. He'll be in lane number 2 right now. As they make their way down the back straightaway for the final time. Witherall's got a Roostertail lead. It's got a little bit of air under that U77, but manages to keep it on the water as he makes his way through turn number 2. Looking for a badly needed 400 points. Witherall makes his way through turn 2. Has no one around him. 400 points waiting for him at the start-finish line. It's going to be Scott Witherall who takes the win in the U77 Miss Castrol GTX. Tyler Sams will come across in 2nd. Scott Przybilski will come across in 3rd. Both of those boats should be locked into the final. Now Scott Garner's going to come across in 4th. Jeff DeWalt will come across in the 5th spot. And there are your results. 5 boats come out. 5 boats make it home. We'll hear from Scott Witherall in just a moment. And it's going to get even worse for Scott Garner as he missed the apex buoy in turn 2 on lap number 1. That will be a 1-minute penalty, put him right down the order. And Scott Garner, who came in 9th, for now I think he's going to stay there. But he's going to be in a lot of trouble heading into the second flight. And meanwhile, Callum Washburn, unfortunately, slid all the way down to the 11th spot. But looking at the points of those that are left, I think those boats are going to be safe. Well, nope, we got Eldon Sams and Nick Kish in the 500s who are below. So they're going to have to sweat this one out here going into Heat 3C. And we've got the winner of Heat 3B with us now, Scott Witherall. Scott, it was a interesting start of the night, but you end the night with a big win, and now you've got a chance at least making the consolation heat the way things sit.
Ooh. Yeah, I did a little better after I calmed down after that first heat. I was so hot, it was liquid metal.
Well, Scott, now that we have you here, what happened there in that last lap? Because you had it, and then it looked like Derek just kind of jumped out at you.
Oh, where in my first heat?
Yeah.
No, a jumper cut me off. A guy who jumps the line cut me off, so I was road raging.
Ah.
I was sending it, baby.
Well, that always happens, but you send it to the win here, so we're getting ready for Heat 3C. Congratulations, Scott. Hopefully we'll see you in the Connie or the winner-take-all final.
Yeah, after that, I was like, what did I do? What? Okay. Good night. See you later, Gerald.
Have a good one.
You too.
So Scott Witherall there, the winner of Heat 3B. Now we've got Heat 3C. We've already locked in 4 to the final. That will be Cy Bowen, who will have lane 1 on a perfect 1,000 points. Scott Przybylski will have lane number 2. Neil Dismang, lane number 3. And Max Corvo, lane number 4. Mikey Callaway and Scott Witherall, they are in, but they have to watch what happens here in Heat 3C. These are your starters. Cy Bowen, already in the final. He'll be in lane number 5. The Dream Warrior, Harley Gray, on 160 points. He'll be in lane number 1. Unfortunately, there is no way for Harley Gray to get into the Connie, so he's running for Pride here, and to not have the dreaded 000. As long as he starts this heat, he will not have the DNF DSQ 000. He's just got to get some points to continue on the rest of the night. Or sorry, to continue for the rest of the season and to take some solace from what has been a tough night for the Dream Warrior. Nick Kish, the Easton Eagle, will on 555 points, currently just outside the Connie. Gets a good finish here. He should be in. And still, if he wins, he'll actually be on the front line of the final, knocking Scott Witherall out. And wrapping up will be Francis Ranella in. He's got 382 points. Third and the fifth has not been the greatest night for Francis. He's also qualified last. And he's got to make something happen if he wants to be in the front line of the final. He's going to need a win or top two finish, really, to get in to the Connie. So that is your lineup for Heat 3C. Getting ready to start the turn loose for the final time. Harley Gray's in 1. Second will be the Dynasty. Sorry, it'll be the Misted Ash 2. Lane 3's got Nick Kish in it. Lane 5 has got Cy Bowen, and lane 4 will have Eldon Sams. They'll make their way around turn number 2. It's going to be Harley Gray that leads off the corners. We're 10 seconds to the start. Make that 9 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. And Harley Gray, I believe, jumped that start. That would just be a perfect way for this night to go for him. And yes, Harley Gray did jump. He's going to let everybody go. It looks like we almost had some contact there between Nick Kish and Francis Ranella. But back up front, it's Eldon Sams leading the way, but he's got a hard-charging Cy Bowen who wants to wrap up and keep that perfect night alive. He was out there in lane number 5. He's got second place, but he's looking for one more spot as we head into turn number 2 in the very first lap. Bowen there on the outside, creeping up on the right-hand mirror of Eldon Sams. That U95 Eldon filling in for Craig Meldy has had a great run for the first time in Division 1. He could end up with a win in 2 seconds, but it might look like 2 straight seconds as we start lap number 2. Look at how close Cy Bowen has got. There on the outside, he will lose about a boat length on the outside, but he's got a lot of speed built up out there. We'll see if he can pull even with the U95 as they head down the backstretch. Eldon Sams looking for unofficially his first heat win in Division 1, but Cy Bowen is charging into turn number 2. They almost make contact. Cy's going to jump to the outside, and for now, Eldon Sams will hold on to position number 1 as we head through turn number 2 one more time around. And Cy Bowen is in second, but Eldon Sams is about 2 miles from his first win in SNHL Division 1 if he can hold on to this spot in a hard-charging double champion in Cy Bowen. Through turn 1 they go. Eldon Sams holds on to it. Now this is where Cy built that, kind of ran down the U94. We'll ride along with him now. Cy Bowen with a lot of distance, with a lot of boat speed. He's reeling in the U95, heading into turn number 2. Bowen almost draws him, gets into the wake of the U95, and that's gonna do it. Down the back front straightaway, Eldon Sams is gonna take the perfect night away from Cy Bowen and take his first ever win in SNHL Division 1. Eldon Sams takes the win. Cy Bowen's going to be second. Nick Kish will be third. Fourth is going to be Francis Ranella. That will end his night. And Harley Gray, well, at least he'll have some points on the ledger from the qualifying heats, which will be 127. So he makes his way through turn number 2 to wrap up the evening, and that boat will go away. And he'll head down the road for Tri-Cities. So that will do it for the qualifying heats. There are your results on the screen, and we'll hear from a very excited Eldon Sams in just a moment. And Eldon Sams joins us now. Eldon, unofficially, welcome to the list of D1 winners. Congratulations, and there's no greater way to pick up your first ever heat win than holding off the two-time champion there to your outside.
Yeah, first time I gotta say thanks to Craig for letting me fill in to ride his boat, and glad we could get that win for him.
So that was a great run. Talk us through that heat as you had a hard-charging Cy Bowen who tried to get that spot a couple of times from you, but you managed to hold him off.
Yeah, Cy's super fast, so I just had to do whatever I could. My spotter was telling me he's coming, so I tried to stay out, make him think I was going to go into lane 1 when I stayed out wide. So luckily, that strategy played out perfectly for us.
And not just this, Eldon, for the first time, you're going to be in a Digital Roostertails Division 1 final heat. You're going to be in lane number 2. Congratulations on that. And how are you, what's your thought of possibly winning that thing?
I'm knocking on wood right now. We're gonna give it hell, Daryl.
Well, you got a lot to play with, so congratulations and good luck. And hopefully we'll be talking to you at the end of the night.
Yeah, thanks, Daryl.
So that is it for the qualifying heats. Here are your drivers that will continue on into the winner-take-all heats. We'll start with the Connie. Jeff DeWalt, Scott Garner, Nick Kish, Derek Demers, Tyler Sams, Scott Witherall, Mikey Calloway. They're going to run for the trailer spot right now in the consolation heat. Sorry, not Mikey Calloway. Mikey's going to be in the final. On that front line will be Calloway, Corvo, Neil Dismang, Scott Przybilski, Craig Melody, and Cy Bowen. So that is your lineup for the winner-take-all heats. And we will start with the consolation heat. So here we go. 6 Unlimited Hydroplanes looking to get their way into the final and wrap up 2025 with the most points possible. Everyone else will get points for their finish. One boat will continue on to make their run to try to win the Thunder on the Ohio 5 from the trailer spot, which we have had a boat win the final in SNHL. It's from the trailer spot. It's been a while, but we'll see what happens here in a minute and 38 seconds. These boats make their way around turn number 1. There is Jeff DeWalt making his way through turn number 2. This is a driver a lot of folks would love to see not just make the final, but possibly win one of these days. Jeff has always been the consummate professional out there on the race course, and it's nice to see those beautiful red, white, and blue Mopar colors in a winner-take-all heat tonight. Nick Kish, the Easton Eagles, had a great points day, but he's looking for more as he heads down the front straightaway to join up with the rest of the field. And Scott Witherall almost made the front line of the final, but he's in the best spot. He's in lane number 1. So here we go. 25 points. Sorry, not 25 points. 25 seconds until the start. And Scott Witherall will lead them around turn number 1. There is Scott Garner. They're on the outside. He's got a little bit of a slow start as we turn him loose in the consolation heat. And it's going to be Nick Kish that gets a better start. We're at 5 seconds to the start. Make that 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. And we had a lot of boats that are questionable on if they jumped, but all of them somehow made the start. And from all of that, it's Derek Demers in lane number 3 that's got the lead. Tyler Sams in lane number 2. He'll go all the way out to lane number 3 as he has an issue. And it's Derek Demers who struggled at times tonight. He's got the lead in the Connie as they make their way down the back straightaway. First of 3, Demers in the Wave Dancer. He's going to go over to lane number 1. Scott Witherall almost lost his lane. He's going to jump to the inside and hit a buoy. Witherall's out of it. Tyler Sams looks to jump to the inside. That boat hooked on the inside as we start lap number 2. And he's going to lose a lot of distance. And Derek Demers, looking for the upset here, is leading, going away in the Wave Dancer here in the consolation heat in the Thunder on the Ohio 5. Demers into turn number 1, chasing now. Got Tyler Sams chasing him. Tyler has jumped to the outside now. He's got a lot of clean water out there, but he's got a rooster tail to make up. And what's not helping is that right spots. He got too high out in the water. Managed to slam it back down, but that's going to bleed off speed as that boat is walking. Major issues for Tyler Sams there. Manages to hold on to it, but he's going to lose all that time. And now Derek Demers is going to be up by over a rooster tail as we exit turn number 2 and head down the back, from the front straightaway one last time for the Wave Dancer. So Derek Demers on the night has struggled during this heat. He was 4th, had a 3rd and a 2nd, so he's kind of been building up to this all night long, and he's looking to win the Connie and head into the winner-take-all final. Demers in the Wave Dancer. Cut a big bounce about halfway down the back straightaway, but it's got no one around him heading into turn number 2. And he's got the golden ticket in hand to go into the winner-take-all final. Derek Demers from lane number 3 got the best start out of everyone. Is going to hit the front straightaway, and Derek Demers is going to take the win. Demers is heading to the final. Tyler Sams is going to end up 2nd. Garner will be 3rd. Jeff DeWalt will come across in 4th. Nick Kish will be 5th. And Scott Witherall just took it back to the pits and will not finish this heat. Rough night for Scott Witherall, or an up and down night, unfortunately. Ends with a buoy strike, and it'll be Nick Kish comes across in 5th. There are your results on the screen. And all that's left now is the winner-take-all final. We started with 16. We're down to 7. And when we come back, it'll be the Digital Roostertails Thunder in the Ohio 5 for the Digital Roostertails SNHL Division 1. We'll be right back. Into the night. We apologize there for the technical difficulties. We've got the audio back here for me and Cy Bowen. You saw it there on the screen. It was Bowen versus Sams, and now as we start lap number 3, Cy Bowen begins to pull away in the Corsair 2. Jack Daniels is in second with Eldon Sams. Max Corvo, the Great White Shark, is third. Scott Prysbilski fourth in the U8. Shift presents Mr. Pringles. Mikey Callaway in the Hydro Thunder is fifth. Neil Dismang is sixth in the Dutch Bros, and Derek Demers is seventh in the Wave Dancer. Meanwhile, back straight away, Cy Bowen looking to start the championship laps has left Eldon Sams in the dust. Over a Rooster Tail lead now for Cy Bowen as he exits through turn number 2. That U1's got plenty of piston power. And as you watch Cy Bowen, that boat's got such a pretty boat ride. As we start lap number 4, Bowen's got the Sponsons right on the top of this Ohio River as we head into turn number 1. Two more laps to go, and Cy Bowen will pick up win number 2 of the year, surprisingly, when it comes to final heats. As we've seen him, Cy Bowen has made it to all the finals, has had an opportunity to win in all of them, but the consistency in qualifying, the consistency of getting those 600 points by winning that first heat and qualifying first, paying dividends. And as we exit turn number 2, Bowen in the U1 Corsair 2 will start the final lap. 2 more miles to go for the second win of the year for Cy Bowen in the U1 Corsair 2. The Jack Daniels remains in second. Still going to be a great day for Eldon Sams. Max Corvo and the Great White Shark is third. Scott Prysbilski is fourth. The Hydro Thunder is 5th with Mikey Callaway. Neil Dismang is 6th in the Dutch Bros, and Derek Demers 7th in the Wave Dancer. But back up front in the turn number 2, Cy Bowen in the U1 Corsair has been an utterly dominant season for the U1, and he's going to add another win and add 400 points to his tally as Cy Bowen gives a wave to the crowd as he wins Thunder on the Ohio 5. Eldon Sams will stand on the podium in second. Third is going to be Max Corvo and the Great White Shark. He's going to hold off a hard-charging Scott Prysbilski in 4th. Mikey Callaway is going to be 5th. Neil Dismang in 6th. And 7th is going to be Derek Demers in the Wave Dancer as we've got a buoy dislodged. And that was unfortunately hit by Derek Demers. That's going to be no change. As there are your final results on the screen. And Cy Bowen, what can you say? Turbine, piston power, it doesn't matter. If Cy Bowen is driving the boat, it's going to be bad fast. And as the fleet comes back to the dock, You'll hear from our podium and wrap up the night. So Thunder in the Ohio 5 is complete. We'll talk to our podium now. We'll start with Max Corvo in the Great White Shark. Max, it was a great points day, and you pick up third. Congratulations. Talk about the night.
Thank you very much. I'm really happy with the races tonight. Everything went very well. I'm holding my my standing point, so really happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, you said at the beginning of the night your hope was just to stay in the top 10. You were solidly up there for the All-Star race. You're currently sitting second. Unfortunately, Cy Bowen picks up the win tonight, but you build up more of an advantage over Tyler Sams to hold on to that second as we go into 2026.
Absolutely. Really happy with that.
Well, Max, congratulations, and we'll see you at Tri-Cities in January.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Daryl.
So now we are waiting for the rest of our podium. While we wait, we'll go over the points. After today's running, Cy Bowen will hold on to the points lead of 6,894 points. Max Corvo is second, a whole 2,506 points back with 4,388 points to his leisure. Tyler Sams is third with 4,182 points. Neil Dismang is fourth, 3,075 points back of the leader. Tyler Sams is 2,712 back. And Mickey Washburn rounds out the top five, 3,384 points back of the leader. Meanwhile, in the race to stay in Division 1, Mikey Callaway has built up his advantage now to 1,318 points over Mekhi Burgess, who was idle tonight. Scott Przybilski is 18th, 2,443 points. He's 4,000 points back of the leader, but 55 back of Mikey Callaway. And Callum Washburn is 17th, 2,498 points. Now joining us is going to be Eldon Sams, filled in for Craig Meldy today, the first relief driver to stand on the podium. And Eldon, congratulations, and what a night.
You're telling me. Oh man, this has been fun.
Eldon, did you have any thoughts starting tonight, filling in for Craig Meldy, that not only would you make it to the final, you would have a shot at holding off Cy Bowen for the win?
I was at the most hoping for a decent night. Last week gave me a good indicator of where I was sitting, and I ended up getting points leader last weekend for D2, so I knew I was going to have a decent night. I wasn't expecting this.
Well, Eldon, it's a great story to tell, and yet you're running well in Division 2. We're hoping this is going to be the year that you're up here on a more permanent basis starting next season. I know a lot of folks have been pulling for it.
Yeah, knock on wood again. Yeah, let's. We still got three more races to go. So, yeah, I'm gonna give it all.
All right, Eldon, congratulations, and hopefully you won't be a stranger to Division 1. Congratulations on the great run tonight.
Yeah, thank you, and thanks Craig Melody for letting me drive your boat.
So that's going to be a good points day for Craig Melody, a great day for Eldon Sams in preparing for a possible Division 1 competition next year. But the next person needs no introduction. Surprisingly, we've only done this twice at the end of the night this season. But Cy Bowen joins us here in the booth. And Cy, you were one heat off from a perfect night, but you just did what you've been doing all season, which has been utterly dominating these races.
Yeah, I try. That's for sure. Unfortunate to not have it enough, or I guess more times this year having this conversation, but hopefully we can get some things going our way. Hopefully this is the start of a couple more wins this season.
He says needing things to go his way while he's leading the championship by 2,500 points. But, Cy, you're making your way now into 2026. The count back starts now on where potentially you're going to win this championship if things hold tight. How do you stay focused heading into the final 3 races?
Really just keep doing what we're doing. Go out there, try to win qualifying, and then do what we can in the heat. Obviously, the assigned lanes, we start on the inside for that first heat, and then we're stuck on the outside of the rest of the night until the final. So it's kind of just having some luck go our way and hoping to just continue to be fast.
All right, Cy, congratulations and good luck for the rest of the night.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, good luck for the rest of the year. Sorry. You know what I meant. So that'll do it for tonight. That'll be it for the racing here in 2025. Next time Division 1 takes the water will be Saturday, January 10th, 2026 for the SNHL Digital Roostertails Cup in Tri-Cities, Washington. We'll get started with the live stream at 6:30 with the racing to follow shortly after. So Cy Bowen, the national high points leader, picks up his second win of the year. I want to thank everyone for joining us in the stream tonight, and we will see you in 2026 at Tri-Cities. My name is Daryl Kinsey Jr., the voice of the Saturday Night Hydroplane League. Good night, everyone, and we will see you next time.